A Viper and an EcoBoost will be transformed into ultimate muscle trucks. Which one has the edge?
We'll shake them down for power, braking, handling, and speed. When it comes to trucks, there's no doubt that the pickup is the workhorse of America. But that don't mean we can't have a little fun with it too.
Every now and again, the factories will release a special high-performance edition of a regular truck. And some time ago, we did a shootout between two of them, the Chevy 450 Ford SS and a first-gen Ford Lightning. And they were each built in two totally different styles.
Now, I mean, one's a small block, one's a big block. You got naturally aspirated and one with the turbo. I'd say they're pretty different.
So we decided it was time for a little shootout of our own. We were each given the same exact amount of money and told to go out and purchase whatever kind of truck we could dream up.
Not to mention the same budget for the build. And user's choice on where you want to spend that money. You can throw it at performance, handling, even styling and appearance. Totally up to you, buddy.
And when we're done, we're going to compete in a series of tests to determine which truck is superior. The pickups are waiting, and we can't wait to show you guys what we have picked out.
Let's kick it off.
When it comes to muscle trucks, well, there are only a few choices. You've got the early 90s Cyclones and Typhoons, first-gen Ford Lightnings and the 454 SSs. And then you had the second-gen Lightnings and the Silverado SS. But all of those pale in comparison to what I chose. That's right, I found a Viper truck. And today, this still holds the record for the world's fastest production truck. And it gets there with a massive V10 underneath the hood, an automatic transmission, 456 gears out back, and a posi track. Now, all that's pretty awesome, and I don't know what Austin's gonna choose, but I can guarantee you this one thing. It's not gonna be anywhere near as cool as this.
You're a fool, dude.
How's that?
Red truck, ah, so predictable.
It's a muscle truck shootout. I figured, why not go big or go home and pick the fastest truck they ever made?
I thought it was about us getting trucks and building a muscle truck.
Yeah.
It's like the big guy at the gym. No, the small guy goes to the gym to get big.
Well, speaking of small guy, I see you picked about the smallest one you could, an F-150, and I'm guessing, yep, you've got the little cute flower on the door, so that means you've got the V6 underneath the hood.
I bet you ain't rocking turbos. Plus, what are you trying to prove anyway?
I don't need turbos when I have 8.3 liters and 10 cylinders.
Ridiculous.
Well, I hope you have some serious upgrades planned for this thing, but we'll get to those later on. How about we start by just seeing how these trucks do bone stock?
Let's roll, buddy.
Well, keep up if you can.
Yeah, funny guy.
So the truck that I picked for the muscle truck shootout is about as good as you could buy. A 2005 Dodge Ram SRT-10. Now, underneath the hood is an 8.3 liter V10, the very same one that was found underneath the hood of the Dodge Viper, which was one of America's greatest sports cars.
Yeah, partner, I'm very aware this is the muscle truck build-off / quasi shootout. But I'm not one to be told what to do. I don't really like listening to rules and staying inside the lines, and that's why I chose the 2015 Ford F150 Super Crew Platinum. 4-wheel drive, I might add. Yeah, I'm crazy. I did pick the V6 3.5 liter EcoBoost. It's not about what you start with, it's about where you go and the journey it takes to get there. That's where the fun's at.
Now, right away, you can tell that this truck does not mess around. And it was built before the electronic nanny came on board most of the vehicles that you'll find today. My right foot is directly connected with a cable to the throttle body on the front of this engine. So whenever I put my foot down, you're going. There's no delay, no traction control, none of that other stuff that's going to interfere between you and a good time.
This bad dude's putting out 365-ish horsepower and about 420 pounds of torque. And that's not too bad considering it's got 2 turbos and a V6. I mean, I wouldn't really expect much more than that.
The V10 is backed up by the 48RE, which is a 4-speed automatic that's normally only reserved behind the Cummins turbo diesel. So you know this is a strong transmission. And in the back, we've got a Dana 60 axle, one of the strongest ones that Chrysler makes. And it has a 456 ring and pinion gear in it. So you want to talk about peppy? This truck fits the bill.
This truck is comfortable, not gonna lie. Nice leather seats, it's got the platinum trim, the wood grain, heated seats, probably massage you, dual split AC. I mean, all the benefits and features you could ask for in a late model vehicle such as this. It's just nice.
Now you want to talk about a decked out truck? This is it right here. Every single option imaginable in 2005 can be found in this luxurious interior. I mean, you've got a CD player with FM radio, 6 presets, 2 cup holders in the front, 2 cup holders in the back, 4-speed automatic transmission, nice little computer up top that tells you how poor fuel mileage you're getting, and it has a red push button starter. Oh, power seats too. So yeah, just about as nice as you want it, this truck has it. I can guarantee you that we have some pretty big plans for these trucks. As far as I'm concerned, the Ram, well, it's getting more of everything. More horsepower, less suspension, it's getting lower, more sound, you know, just about everything that you'd want in a muscle truck. Yeah, we'll tweak the looks a little bit, but for me, that's not important. What's important is what happens when you put your right foot down to the floor.
As far as kind of improving it, well, more power, obviously. Hello, that's a given. With that comes more torque, hopefully, because we're gonna need it. The stance, put some nice tires and wheels on it. It's a no-brainer. Just have fun with it. If you can't have fun, what can you?
Next, the dyno gives us a baseline.
Then, off to the track where the Ram flexes its muscles. All right, let's do this.
See what she's gonna do.
Is it on?
Yeah, you don't hear it?
Sounds like you're sewing a blanket.
I know, right?
The only way to gauge the performance enhancements of our muscle truck build-off is by getting a baseline first. As far as we know, both the Dodge Viper truck and Austin's F150 EcoBoost are completely stock. It's only 350 horsepower, 396 pounds of torque.
350?
350, yeah.
That's more than what I thought, honestly.
Well, the crazy thing is, these are only rated at 360 at the flywheel.
Figure that one out. Honestly,
You sure you ain't got any
thinking,
tuning loaded up already or something?
Hey, nah, man. No, for real, I was thinking if we broke 300, that would be good.
All right, well,
350.
let's do another one to back it up, make sure it's doing what it's doing. Let's see if we can repeat that. All right, so 346 horsepower and 409 pounds of torque.
Okay, that's kind of hard to believe considering the baseline specs on these trucks go 365 at the crank and 420 of torque.
And normally you expect a little bit of drivetrain loss, sometime around 10 to 15%, depending on the transmission and the rear axle. So I would expect a number in the low 300s. Now I kind of looked online and there's a few people getting dyno numbers a little bit all over the place. But here's the thing, this is a used truck, we don't know the history on it. The only thing I can think of is maybe it has a tune on it. I don't know.
Yeah, we didn't plug anything in to find out. But for our purposes, this is a good baseline pull for what the truck is right now as it sits before we do anything to it.
All right, well, let's swap them out and see what the little red wagon will do.
Yeah.
So I don't know what this is gonna make, but I guess as long as it makes more than 350, I'll be okay.
Pretty much guaranteed it will. $434 on the horse and 485.
Not bad. 430, 45. Beautiful.
$436 on the horse and 477 on the torque. So we dropped a little on the torque, but very consistent on horsepower.
I like the sound of that.
With 2 consistent runs each, we can move on to more baseline testing.
Whatever you got.
Not bad for a little red wagon, huh?
No.
Let's go, baby.
We're at NCM Motorsports Park to get a feel for the speed, handling, and braking before we tear these trucks down for the build-up.
All right, we're gonna start this off with a little slalom run. Nothing really scientific here. We just kind of paced out the cones.
Maybe he's thinking to himself, what have I got myself into?
Not really good. I think we hit one cone, but hey.
Let's see what he thinks. It looked like it kind of rolled a little bit. What do you think suspension-wise? It kind of looked like it was leaning over.
Well, I mean, obviously the driver's full of skill, but the truck could use some handling help.
You are operating this finely tuned machine at its limit of performance.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough. Let's switch.
It's hard to see the far side of the truck. Oh, that steering is stiff, man.
Nice squeaky brakes you got there.
Hey, that's just a sign of high performance, right?
Dude, clean run. Looks like it's handling pretty well. I mean, still got some body roll, but you're pretty tight to the cones. We don't really have them spaced out far enough to get on throttle too much, but...
I would say rough comparison-wise, just by looking. I mean, this is not scientific or measured. It looks like this truck is handling it a little bit better than the F-150. But
yes, I would agree.
that being said, you still got to work it. Like this, I think the hydraulic power steering pump's a little low or something. Because I've got to hustle that wheel back and forth, but this thing is spunky.
Automatically though, you're lower, you got wider tires. I figured it would have handled better. It's not really a surprise, you know?
Well, what's next? Maybe a braking test?
Yeah, let's do brakes.
All right, let's rearrange the cones.
Next, I believe LT truly wants a set of slicks on this thing. Now, LT came clean that he stacked the deck in his favor with what some call the most powerful factory truck ever. But it's not about what you start with, it's about where you end up.
I guess that's true, but today is about establishing a baseline for our muscle trucks build-up, so we can rate and score our improvements.
Our only rule is that we're tied to a 15 grand budget.
Here we go.
Right now, we're testing braking from a 60 mile an hour run and start.
60. Woo! Oh.
So, there's one thing you may not know, but I probably have a pretty good advantage here because this truck actually comes from the factory with 15-inch rotors up front.
No, they're quite large. I saw that. We'll go ahead and record the best of 2 runs.
Woohoo! Yeah! Not bad, almost the same, just a couple feet shorter. Well, I don't really know how the truck did at first because you've got nothing to compare it to, so we'll find out here in a second. But what I do know is when you throw the anchor out, it actually stops in a hurry. It kind of throws you ahead, so I'm impressed. I'm impressed with my truck. I don't know about this one. Oh, no way! No. That was not 60.
Dude, the last time I looked down, it was at 59 miles an hour. 59.
That's actually really good. All right, so here's the problem with my truck. It's wearing a 245 50/22, which is a taller tire than it came with from the factory.
You're already making excuses.
No, just hold on.
I just did 1 run.
This is math. Just hold on. Hear me out for a second, okay? It's supposed to have a 245 40 on it. Now, because the tire's bigger, the speedometer is actually going to be reading slower. So when I'm going 60 on the speedometer, it's actually going much faster. So
Sure.
why don't you ramp it up to about 65 if you can get there and see if it evens things out.
Yeah. Physics, math, I don't even get it.
Austin's second run was pretty consistent. A tape measure will record stopping distance for both that we'll reference later on. So this next test is not exactly scientific, but it's something that we like to do to rate all the project trucks that we do, and that is burning out for distance.
The rolling burnout. Rules are simple. Roll the truck up, put the back tires on the white line, sit there, power brake it, get them spinning as fast as you can, as long as you want to. As soon as you let off the brake, see how far you go till the wheels stop turning.
All right, well, you got the newer truck, so why don't you go first?
It only makes sense.
Oh, and by the way, if you don't spin both tires, you get half the points.
Ah, that's not fair. That is not fair.
Now, the way a man does a burnout tells a lot about the character of that man. If he just sits there and spins and spins and spins and tries to make a smoke show, that's how you can tell he's compensating for something. But the real truth lies with how long those marks are, and his, I don't think they're gonna measure up. It's not bad.
Hey, we got 2 tires turning.
I'm actually impressed because I'm pretty sure that's an open differential, but let's figure out where these stop. Now, normally for our official burnout distance, we kind of go by where you start to see the individual parts of the tread.
I think we're over here, buddy.
You think you're over here?
I mean, you gotta give me some credit.
It gets pretty light, yeah, well,
You can't see it from here on out,
All right.
so.
that's Austin's mark.
Yeah, dude, 2 tires turning.
That's
It
not
took me a
bad.
while for it to settle in a gear it liked.
Yeah.
And get those tires spinning fast,
All
but hey, it didn't suck.
Let me tell you this, and this is me being honest, that did a lot better than I thought it would.
Me too.
I don't think it's gonna beat the SRT, but it did pretty good. Just to the floor, that's all she's got. Oh, we got this in the bag. Yeah, steer it out. Woohoo!
Yeah. It's kind of not really fair. I'm not giving you any more than this, though. Not surprised by the results.
That's
I'm
fair.
just not pleased, really.
Okay, so just judging based off of an estimate here, that's like 1, 2, that's 4 times what you did.
But hang on, dude. I caught another gear. I got at least another 15 feet. I'm just seeing that.
All right, so 3
Look,
3/4
It
times
stopped,
yours.
it shifted, more burnouts. So I got 15 more feet.
Okay,
Easy.
that's fair. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
That's why you want a muscle truck, not a grandpa truck. It's for doing this kind of stuff right here.
Let me remind you, it's not about what we start out with. It's about where we end up.
Oh, yeah.
You
What's
know,
next?
I don't know.
Let's find something else to do. That was fun.
Look at this.
Go. Next.
Go.
Over to the technical course for speed laps.
All right, we finally got this dude out on the track, and it's obviously not where it belongs. After all, it's a four-wheel drive F-150. It's a pickup truck.
For a stock truck, I'm actually impressed with my first little bit here out on the track. I'm certainly not pushing it to the limit yet, but it feels pretty flat. It's not body rolling too much. You just have to put light pressure on the brakes and it'll slow down.
I gotta say, even though it don't sound cool, it's still, you know, it handles quite well. It really does.
The tires, you kind of hear them screaming a little bit. They give you plenty of warning before they're about to let go. It's just all about having fun. So I guess we can't come to a road course without actually doing a couple of timed laps. So just kind of let it all hang out.
Have some fun. See
Good to
what
go?
the lap time is. On you, baby.
3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, buddy.
So, Austin's truck, I'm kind of impressed with it so far. It seems like it's doing pretty good for having a small turbocharged V6 engine. I know people give him a hard time for having such a little engine, but those 2 turbos on there, they're very responsive and they're very torquey. I honestly can't wait to see what he pulls out to modify this truck to make it a little bit better. Now, he is at a clear horsepower disadvantage now, but that's okay because knowing what I know about trucks is you can easily make up that difference in power. Handling, I guess we'll have to see what he comes up with. He may decide to lower it. I don't know. He may decide to lift it. It's hard to say. But, well, time's ticking away. Let's see how he does. And time. So I told you ahead of time what was kind of a good range of some of the other trucks that we've brought up here,
What we
right?
got? What we got?
What did I say?
I don't know, like 2 minutes.
No. Okay, so some of the last trucks we've had here, anywhere between like 1:11 and 1:19.
You killing me, Smalls. What I get?
Pretty good. 1:16.
Oh, dude, that's average.
Yeah, no, so you're doing pretty good. So that means I've got my work cut out for me in that rim. But I don't know, maybe I can match this time. We'll see.
Yeah, a few corners were a little loose, but we kept it in there.
So I know this truck's got the muscle to beat that F-150, but I'll be honest, I don't know if I have the skills to do it, but
Oh,
we'll
yeah,
see.
me either. I know the truck definitely has the skills, so we'll see what happens.
There's
Good
a lot
luck,
of power to
partner.
wrangle here.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Well, he started off right, threshold braking. That means you run that car or that truck right up to the apex as far as you can, get on those brakes as hard as you can, right before you lose traction. That's threshold braking, throttle out, hammer down to the next turn. The truck, way better setup than what I got in the F-150. It's got bigger brakes, bigger tires that are wider. That means you got more traction. Those front tires are gonna bite when he turns. It's not gonna wanna slide out. Might wanna push just a little, but not too much. And he's lower. And I don't think his truck has near the body roll that mine got, so probably do better overall. What's he gonna have? What's he gonna have? Ah, man. I think he got me.
Man, I couldn't tell you if that was fast or slow.
Fast truck, huh?
Not a fast driver. How'd I do? Come on.
109.
109. Dang.
500 horse, dude. What do you expect?
Well, here's the thing. I know this truck, if you put a pro driver behind the seat, could be a lot faster, but
you hit that apex in that second turn right on, I bet. Because that's where the biggest time gap is.
yeah, there's a lot there, but
I
you know
was
what?
way off when I got into that.
There's only one way to officially close out the day.
Burnout.
Burnouts.
I'm down.